So, and I still, like I said, regardless, I still want to fight Pacquiao. So.
Manny, we spoke to Rolly Romero, who's a potential opponent for you in the future. He said that he would like to have a Hall of Famer on his resume. What do you tell him?
In his resume, if he can beat me.
Pacquiao gets Romero. If I play that out in my head right now, based on what I saw from Pacquiao, I'd make Pacquiao the favorite in that fight. I think he can outbox Romero. I don't think he stops him because I don't think the pop is really there anymore. I think Rolly is definitely a winnable fight.
Rumours are swirling that Manny Pacquiao might return to the ring, not against Mario Barrios as many expected, but against the ever-entertaining, always loud Rolly Romero. That's right, PacMan versus Rolly.
So definitely, Manny, you're gonna fight again then. You've decided. Yeah. Thank you, Manny.
I'll watch, we'll watch, and I think Romero will have his moments of success, but I think ultimately the experience, the tight punches from that southpaw stance, even though it's not quick in and out angle, fighting from Pacquiao, I think just experience alone.
Romero has been barking up this fight like a chihuahua chasing a lion, saying he wants a Hall of Famer on his resume. Translation, he's hunting clout harder than a TikToker during fight week. While Romero talks tough, Pacquiao's team seems to be listening. His advisor Sean Gibbons recently threw shade at Barrios, calling that matchup not exciting, and said Romero makes more sense stylistically because he's slower on his feet and comes forward aggressively. Exactly the kind of target Pacquiao thrives against.
I really don't think Floyd, at this point in with what skills he has left, I don't think him and Manny match up properly. Gervonta Davis, of course, Rolly Romero has a WBA belt. But that said, everything's on the table, you know what I mean?
Even respected trainer Abel Sanchez chimed in, saying Pacquiao's experience would outclass Romero with ease, predicting a boxing masterclass from the Filipino icon. If this fight happens, it won't just be a clash of generations, it'll be speed versus swagger, legend versus loudmouth, and Pacquiao's final fireworks against Romero's fantasy of stardom.
Of Manny, you think beats Rolly?
Yeah, I think he decisions him. I think he outboxes him. I think that he's more experienced. I think that he confuses him.
And the names being tossed around for what's next: Gervonta Tank Davis and Rolly Romero. Now, Rolly already seems to think this fight is real. He started training, and rumours are swirling harder than a Vegas roulette wheel. Gibbons isn't shutting anything down either. He's hyping up Pacquiao's camp like it's a Rocky montage, saying the 46-year-old legend still looks sharp, fast, and dangerous. Vintage Pacquiao, he calls it.
If I saw it in there, I'd say, maybe he lost a little step, but he's still Manny Pacquiao. No, I tell people this is vintage Manny Pacquiao. When I say vintage, from 38 years old when he beat Matisse, 40 when he beat Thurman, when he beat Broner.
But what makes this all more interesting is that Rolly Romero currently holds a WBA title, and that puts him in the crosshairs. Gibbons isn't directly calling out Rolly, but he hints that if Manny beats Barrios, snatching a belt next, maybe Rolly's, is definitely on the table. The way he downplays Rolly's name, it's almost like he's saying, "Cute belt, kid, Manny's coming to collect."
The smile, if you're in camp watching him work with his fighters, he loves to fight. If it was doing it for the money, that would be the absolute worst thing he could ever do. No, this is because this is what he does, what he's done his whole life, and he loves a good challenge.
As for Gervonta Davis, Gibbons is more cautious there, but the door isn't closed. He's saying anything is possible. If Pacquiao wins impressively, don't be shocked if he starts kicking down more doors. Bottom line, Manny isn't coming back for nostalgia. He's coming back to remind people he's still a storm in boxing boots, and guys like Rolly and Tank might just be next in the path.
Fighting from Pacquiao, I think just experience alone, him able to keep his chin tucked in, and the technique will cost Romero. So I think Pacquiao wins that fight and wins another title.
Tim Bradley just threw a spicy wrench into the Tank Davis hype train, and he wasn't whispering. He was practically yelling through a megaphone. In short, Bradley said, if Gervonta Davis steps into the ring thinking he's fighting Grandpa Pacquiao, he's going to get sent to sleep faster than a Netflix autoplay countdown. According to Bradley, Tank's got too much going on, legal issues, distractions, probably checking his DMs between rounds. And if he brings that half-baked focus into a fight with Manny, the PacMan will eat him alive. No extra lives needed.
And I know all y'all Tank fans gonna come at y'all, you don't know, you don't see.
I'm telling you. And if he get in that ring and he ain't up here, if he ain't all the way focused, bro, he gonna get beat by Manny Pacquiao. Yeah, if they gonna do it, he gonna get beat by Manny Pacquiao.
Bradley isn't just throwing shade, he's warning Tank fans like a boxing prophet. He's saying that even at 46, if Pacquiao shows up in vintage mode with those tornado feet and that Filipino fury, Tank could end up on the canvas wondering what just hit him. And let's be honest, when Tim Bradley, a guy who fought Pacquiao 3 times and survived the storm, says don't sleep on Manny, you better believe him. So while Tank might be the future, Manny's looking like he wants to rewrite the present and maybe retire a few young stars along the way.
So that's my take on Tank, man. I think he's done. It's the issues outside the ring. It's the fact that he wants to change and he wants to, he has a lot on his mind that he wants to do. And he's kind of sick of the sport of boxing.
To add fuel to the fire, Rolly Romero has reportedly already started training for Manny Pacquiao. That's right, Rolly isn't just talking, he's moving like the fight is signed, sealed, and ready to explode. While there's been no official announcement yet, Romero hitting the gym with Pacquiao's name in mind shows he's dead serious about this showdown. Whether it's real confidence or just classic Rolly chaos marketing, one thing's for sure, he's not backing down. And if Pacquiao gives the green light, this could go from rumour to reality faster than a PacMan left hand. Rolly Romero was left absolutely stunned after hearing that Manny Pacquiao still does 3,000 sit-ups a day. Yes, 3,000. Like it's just part of his morning coffee routine. The look on Rolly's face said it all. He might have signed up to fight a 46-year-old, but now he's realizing that Pacquiao isn't just any veteran. He's a non-stop machine built in the mountains of discipline and forged with ab-punishing pain.
Rolly, how many sit-ups are you gonna do? 500? Manny Pacquiao does 1,500 sit-ups twice a day.
While most fighters tap out at a few hundred sit-ups, Pacquiao's over here training like he's preparing for a Rocky montage. Suddenly, Rolly's flashy trash talk met a brick wall of reality, and he's now figuring out that fighting Manny might mean dealing with a whirlwind of punches powered by a core of steel and decades of war-tested grit. But just as Rolly was trying to process that Pacquiao trains like a cyborg on a mission, along came Justin Fortune, calm, collected, and dropping reality checks like jabs in the corner. He was practically smirking through half the interview like he knew something we didn't. Watching footage of Rolly shadowboxing like he was swatting flies at a barbecue, Fortune looked about as impressed as a chef watching someone microwave ramen. He didn't trash Rolly outright. But let's be honest, when he said Rolly swings for the fences with bad intentions, it sounded more like a warning to the cameraman than praise for Romero's skills.
Rolly's gonna come forward. He doesn't run. He doesn't run. He's not Tom and Jerry, as they would say. He's not Devin Haney. He's not William Skoll. And he swings for the fences. Every punch has bad intentions.
Fortune praised Pacquiao's freakish conditioning, hinting that Manny at 46 trains harder than 95% of boxers half his age, while Fortune himself is just trying to hold Manny back from overtraining like a maniac. The man even joked about getting hit with Pacquiao's punches feeling like 1,000 needles, saying Teofimo tried that pad trick once and probably still has nightmares. Bottom line, while the world debates whether this fight is real, Fortune already knows. If Rolly steps in that ring thinking this is just a fun payday, he's going to learn the hard way what it's like fighting a legend with speed, angles and 3,000 sit-ups fueling every shot.
Rolly Pacquiao. Rolly Pacquiao. You think I'm not gonna do that?
Bro, hold on, say that again.
Rolly Pacquiao, bro.
Pacquiao?
Rolly Pacquiao, bro. What are you what are we talking about? Yeah.
And as all this noise builds up, rumours, training footage, expert opinions, one thing becomes crystal clear. This isn't just another exhibition or farewell tour. If Manny Pacquiao steps into that ring, he's doing it to make a statement, not just to Rolly Romero, but to every doubter who thinks age has slowed him down. Pacquiao's not chasing clout, he is the clout. And if Rolly thinks he's getting a faded legend, he's in for the shock of his life. Because once that bell rings, the jokes stop, The lights come on and the real fight begins. Rolly might be the loudest voice in the room right now, but Manny's fists, they've always been the ones doing the talking. If you enjoy this breakdown and want more explosive takes, behind the scenes insights, and all the drama the fight game brings, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. We've got plenty more heat coming your way, because when boxing gets wild, we bring the fire straight to your screen.